Hi guys, this is Captain America coming to you live from somewhere in Arizona, or excuse me, New Mexico. It's about 4 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and I had some comments related to how do you keep yourself entertained when you're boondocking and there's not much going on, nothing to go see, and all that. Well, there's a lot of things that happen. Again, this is Rusty 78609. I'm full-time RV now. I'm camping in a. This is a Ram pickup with a Lear 180 camper top on it, and I've rigged up a bed here and got a little table there and these little things to hold clothes, and so I'm good to go for camping and traveling and whatever I want to do. And for those of you that are concerned about being bored while you're camping or traveling, or camping particularly, in whatever way you choose to go. I've towed a travel trailer. I've gone camping in a Toyota Prius for about 5 years off and on. And now I'm camping in a pickup with a camper top on it, and I've done that. This will be my 6th week. I did 5 weeks and went back to my home base, and now I'm back on the road again, and I'm boondocking. I'm at a campground where there's no facilities of any kind, not even a restroom, no water, no hookups of any kind. There's one other RV here, a motorhome further down, about maybe a quarter mile, and that's it. There's only 4 campsites here, so it's not very busy. But to be entertained, of course, you can do day trips in the mornings and stuff. You can always do that. But here's something else. If you just listen to what nature's saying out there, there's probably some interesting things going on right around you. For example, and this wasn't with my ears, it was with my eyes, that I spotted a hawk that appeared to be disabled or whatever yesterday. And this morning it was still around. It just walked, it didn't fly. And so, is that entertaining? It's more than that. It's interesting, and it's real. I mean, it's not manufactured, and that's pretty hard to find in our world today. So, of course, I went looking for the hawk just now. I was hoping I'd find out what happened to him. I'm hoping the end of that story is a good one, that he just flew away. Maybe it will be. I hope so. But while I was looking for the hawk, I heard this noise, kind of like a chirping noise. I don't know if you've ever heard squirrels. They make a barking noise. They can make a kind of a barking noise, kind of a high-pitched barking noise. And groundhogs do the same thing. But this is a squirrel. It could be a ground squirrel. I'm not sure. But anyway, as I walked by the trash cans, there's 3 of them right together. And one of them was where the hawk was living, apparently, but he's gone now. And now the squirrel somehow, apparently, the trash cans are about oh, 4 feet off the ground, and how the squirrel climbed up the side to the top of it, I don't know. But they have an opening in the center, about at the top, about this big around. And what happened apparently is the little squirrel leaned over the edge a little too far and fell into the trash can. Now out here in the western USA, you do not want to handle rodents, live or dead, at all because of the hantavirus, which is lethal. You don't want it. So anyway, I looked in the trash can, and sure enough, there's a squirrel in there, and he's barking, and he was running around the bottom trying to figure a way out. And so what I did was I got a tree limb, and longer than that thing was deep, and I put it inside of the trash can. I did a video, but he never came out. But I'm hoping that, I'm sure that sooner or later he will, or she, or whoever, will climb the stick and escape, which I hope. I noticed that there was something moving in that near the trash bags in the trash can early this morning when I put my trash in, because I heard something and I looked in there. I didn't see anything. I thought it was a bug of some kind, but it was that little squirrel. And hoping now that he'll get out. So whenever you're thinking about things, to keep from being bored, nature is just full of exciting things if you take time to listen and look. And do we do that? No, we're busy with our laptops, and other things. And of course, if you bring your satellite dish or your satellite dish, then you've got something on TV all the time. But for me, of course, I'm getting older. I'm 71, but for me, I enjoy the natural things. And I'll tell you another one that was interesting this morning. I went for a pretty good walk, and I went up on a hill to observe the view, and that's something else you can do. Just take a walk. But anyway, so I'm looking around, and I hear these birds, like songbirds almost, but they were flying, and it was a kind of a bluish gray bird, about uh, not any longer than your fist, the full bird, and there was 50 of them, kind of in a flock, and they came by and were making music. I thought it was pretty nice. Maybe I've gone too far, huh? But but anyway, they swooped down the side of the hill, back up, made a circle, came around, and then lit in some cedar or trees nearby. But they were making the most beautiful sounds, and you know, for me, that's kind of what it's all about. And as far as other entertainment, of course, I have access to the internet, and the reason I do that is because I do YouTube videos, and that's how I pay for my trips out here. But other than that, occasionally I will watch an old movie on YouTube. I don't watch uh, any network news at all ever. That is completely off my radar scope, and will be for the rest of my life. I have never. It's gone way beyond me. But I guess the point of the video, if there is a point, is that to be entertained, listen is one, and you'll hear all kind of things. I mean, ravens amaze me. They make all kind of sounds. And if you observe them for any length of time, they are an amazingly smart bird. Uh, Not only are they smart, they they uh, they mimic things. I don't know how they do it, but they do make some really interesting noises. I guess you could train them to talk like a parrot if you wanted to. But those are the things I observe. As far as wildlife, I saw something interesting this morning that not many people, if you traveled out in the West, you've probably seen them. Antelope. Now, one of the things an antelope won't do, as far as I know, is jump a fence. Deer will. A deer will jump a fence, but antelope will not. They'll go up to the fence, but they won't jump it. I've seen them actually do that. Now, but antelope don't run like a deer. They hop. They kind of spring forward. I call it hopping, but they can hop pretty damn quick. And so I was watching them for a while, and I just thought that was funny because, I mean, they really spring forward, great leaps, you know what I mean? And so those are the things that are out here. Now, how many people take the time to enjoy that, or how many, if you're in a campsite where there's a lot of people, you're not going to see probably any of these things that I've seen here. But when you're boondocking or dispersed camping, then you're probably going to see some pretty interesting things. And far from being bored, of course, there's a lot of things that need to be done daily, I mean, to maintain the flow. And that takes time. And of course, you got to, bathe, do your, take care of your clothes. If you've got to wash or whatever, you got to get food. You got to prepare food if you cook. And I don't cook yet, but I would probably may get to that. But I do heat food now that I didn't even do that before. I just bought stuff and put it in the ice chest before. But now that I've got this refrigerator, I've got a Dometic CF18 refrigerator. I'm sure everybody's heard of that 1,000 times. But it's the greatest thing since fried chicken for Rusty. I promise you that. And with the refrigerator and the solar, I'm able to keep everything charged and running. The battery's fully charged right now. I've got the fan blowing on me. And of course, I've got this thing on, and this works. You soak this in water for about 5 minutes, and this headband retains moisture for quite a long time. The top up here dries out pretty quick, but the inside temperature right now is about 84, And that's not really uncomfortable, but this does help. I mean, why not use it? So I soaked it in water and I put it on my head. I got it from a viewer subscriber in the mail, and a lot of the stuff that I've gotten that I thought I may or may not use, I'm actually using. So I've often said there's two kinds of intelligence: the intelligence you possess, and then the intelligence other people possess. And who's got the most? Other people, because there's more of them. So when you tap into a whole resource of mentalities and from different locations, you're going to get a variety of suggestions, good suggestions as input. Now, some of them you may not use, but I appreciate all that. So the whole purpose of this video is just to point out that even if you're boondocking or even if you're dispersed camping and even if you don't have a cell signal, if you just relax, things will happen. I mean, nature is out there and entertaining us. And there's something else I observed today, and probably not many people would notice. There's a little plant out here that has a little yellow bud about as big around as your thumbnail. It's just a small yellow bloom. But there are thousands of them. And they're there in the mornings. And I guess they bloom every day. I don't know. I didn't see any this afternoon. So I guess they go away and then in the mornings they come back because there are plants that do that. But the honeybees, the bees, were you could just hear them just humming right in those flowers, and isn't that wonderful how the nature works? I mean, it's all together. It's all an interesting system. And of course, you see what you want to see, and you hear what you want to hear. Uh, if you want to see and hear nature, you just, I'm not even going to say you need to want to do it. All you got to do is just relax and be quiet. That's it. Sit somewhere quietly for 30 minutes or an hour, and I promise you something will happen that will entertain you. Now, some people that can't, maybe there's a lot of you that can't sit quietly or never have tried it, but it's not that difficult. It doesn't require much effort to sit quietly and observe your surroundings. So for all of you RVers and all of you tent campers and all of you Prius or car campers or van dwellers or pickup campers or whatever kind of campers there are, when you feel bored, take a walk, find you a quiet spot, and sit there for 30 minutes or an hour or more. Because once you get through that first 15 or 20 minutes, you're going to find that it's extremely relaxing. And all of a sudden, your mind just starts receiving all this data or input from everything around you. Otherwise, you'll completely miss it. You kind of have to, let it happen. You can't, I don't know that you can really force it. You just kind of sit quietly, and all of a sudden, it starts flowing, and at least it does for Captain America here. Anyway, guys, I may be here another day or so. I'm not going to say. This is really a good spot for me. It's very remote, very private, and there's a little town about 5 miles away. Ruidoso is about 20 miles away, which is large enough to get anything you want. And so I think I might just kind of settle in here for a few days and see. And don't hold me to that. Don't hold me to that, because I might get up in the morning and say, okay, I'm ready to go somewhere else. And I do that. I don't really plan that far in advance, other than just have a general direction. I just know I want to be where it's cooler than it is in central Texas right now, where it's between 95 and 100. I don't want to be there in the summer. I don't have to be. They're not paying me to be there. And I can do this for not much money. The biggest expense is gasoline. That's it. And of course the investment in the camper top, and of course the build out on the inside cost me about $40, and the solar was like $1,400 or $1,300, and of course I got that Dometic refrigerator that was $400, and so I do have some money invested, but The return is this. Right now I'm paying no camping fees at all. I've been on the road for 3 or 4 days now, and I haven't paid any camping fees, nor do I intend to. Or if I do, it'll be the minimum that federal campgrounds where I get half off because I'm a senior citizen. So my outgo for camping fees is going to be very, very low. And the big expense is gasoline. As far as eating and etc., it's the same as if I was at home, and so I don't consider that an expense. That's just the way it is. That's how much it costs me to live. And but anyway, for those of you that have been leaving comments, I sincerely appreciate it. I really do. And those of you that sent me stuff in the mail that I'm using here, thumbs up to you guys. And to Hagen and Cullen that sent me those wonderful drawings, thumbs up to you guys. And they're not here, obviously. They're at home base. And to the fellow in New York that sent the nice little painting, I appreciate that. I mean, I'm thinking about all those things that are behind me when I'm at home doing my videos. But having said all that, guys, the adventure continues. I feel pretty well chilled out, and I like this. I really do. I mean, I got a pizza in Ruidoso today. I got me a thin crust pizza at Pizza Hut with everything on it. I got it burnt or well done, and I'll heat that up tonight. I got a small one, but I'll make 4 or 5 meals out of it, evening meals, because I'll have that with a glass of red wine, and I'm reading a good book. I'm reading some of Jack London's stuff, some of his short stories, and they're very interesting to me. Other people may not like them at all, but whenever I'm out like this, I read some of Jack London's stuff. So having said that, to all of you, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy USA made when you can, drink plenty of water, 3 or 4 quarts a day won't hurt you. You may pee like a racehorse or a 2 or 3 peckered possum, but you'll feel a hell of a lot better. Take deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Do that several times a day because it relieves stress and that lowers your blood pressure. You'll live a little longer because of it, maybe. And that's what it's all about, guys. Again, I'm 71, and if I didn't have my health, I wouldn't be doing this. I really wouldn't. I'd be doing something else that I may not like at all. So enjoy your day, guys, and keep those comments coming. I'll try to do a comment call every now and then, and kind of keep up. I'll try to keep up with them best I can. But I do appreciate all that input from all you guys. So enjoy your day. Enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.